Welcome to another edition of the Digital Loctician Podcast. I am so very grateful for your presence. We have an amazing episode today. It's actually a special treat, something a little different than what you might be used to experiencing. So I'm really excited about today's episode. For those of you that may be new, joining us for the first time, coming along the journey, in this experience. My name is Jocelyn Renee, and you can think of me as your digital loctician. My goal is to help you cultivate the healthiest set of locks possible. One of the ways in which we do that is we host these conversations to learn from each other, right? To see, just take a peek into other journeys, because while we all have different experiences, there are some like common threads that help you to know that you're not alone, help you to gain insight into your journey. So that is why we're here. If you're watching live on YouTube, in the chat, answer the questions about your experience. You never know who you may impact by just sharing your journey. I invite you to grab some water. All right, sip. This is water. I promise you it's water. Take a sip while you are listening, just to treat your body well. Maybe you're moving while you're listening. Just treat your body well as you enjoy tonight's conversation. If you're watching this or listening to this in the audio experience, because we're on all audio platforms, all right, definitely in the review section, let us know where you are in your journey, how long you had your locks, all right? And without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage, to the podcast, Devin. Join us. Welcome.
Well, hello.
Thank you so much for being here, representing for the fellas. You know, I feel
Oh,
like a lot of ladies are on podcasts. We got Reggie holds us down usually, but I'm happy to have you here, Devin.
yes, ma'am. Glad to be here.
So if you could start by just sharing where you are located, how long you had your lock journey, and how did you start your locks?
Uh, so I'm located in Texas, and I had my been doing my lock journey for almost 2 years now. Going
Nice,
on two
nice.
years.
How did you start your journey? Did you start with coils, twists, braids, kind of instant locks? How you get started?
I didn't hear what you said.
How'd you start your lock journey? Did you start with coils, twists? Can you hear me? Oh, there you go.
Having technical difficulties.
It's all good. No worries. I started my journey with twists, is why I asked, because a lot of people, like, I see you got your hair twisted right now. A lot of people feel like when you start with twists, that the twist pattern doesn't come out of your locks, and feels like, okay, if I started my locks with twists, am I ever gonna not have that pattern there? So I was trying to find out, how did you start your lock journey? Like, what did you use to start your locks?
So I started mine with two string twists. I
Nice.
started with two string twists. I did it on accident. It was on accident. It was a my mom ended up convincing me, hey, just leave them in, because she's had locks for since I can remember. And
Oh,
like they
wow.
grow all the way down her ankles. She'd cut them some, grow all the way back down. She said, just leave them in. That's it. So that's what happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Were you before that? Were you twisting your hair often, cornrowing it, getting it braided? Like,
No, no, I started off with just a fade and just let it grow. That was it.
but your intention was just to kind of keep your hair long? You just wanted to grow your hair out?
Yeah, I just wanted to grow. I had saw that movie Black Panther. I like the M'Baku's haircut, and so
Yep.
that's why I still don't have no sides. And
Oh,
so
nice.
I just kept it from there. Yeah.
That's dope. Do you feel like you'll ever grow the sides out one day?
No, I'm not. I'm decided. I'm committed. I was like, I go too long without getting it cut and start to puff up. I'm like, no, I gotta cut it. I
Can't
just,
can't handle that transition period in between?
I can't handle it.
That's funny. So your mom brought you to the journey. Had you tried to start locks before ever?
Nope, nope. This has been my first time. And she
How's it
brought me to.
been? How's it
You
been?
know, it's been at the beginning. It was difficult.
Yeah,
It's because I didn't know what to do.
yeah.
I'm listening to my mom. I'm like, but your hair is different. All my brothers, they're bald headed, like no hair at all. So
Wow.
and she told me, she said, you get your jeans from me, it's gonna be okay. Yeah.
You gotta trust mama.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So you say
So
her hair is different. How's her hair? Like, what's her hair? Like, the texture is different? Like, what you
her
mean?
her texture is like real different. It's just she got those tight curls, like no
Mm,
matter what, like tight, no matter what she put in it, it's like it absorbs everything. So water it just holds. And that was my biggest thing is having dry scalp. So I was like,
mm.
I didn't know.
Yeah, right. No, that could definitely make it hard. Um,
Yeah.
so how did you figure, like, what was it like? So you put twists in. Did your mom do your twist, or you went to the salon? How'd you get started with the twist?
So my friend did my twist.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because my mother's still in St. Louis. So my friend did my twist and I just left them in. Then probably after a month, she said, just leave it there. So I did that. So then I saw you. I was like, I gotta find me a loctician. Like going through the YouTube
Ah,
history. Yeah, yeah. So that's how that
I popped up on
happened.
your feed.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so have you been maintaining it yourself?
No, so now I have a dedicated loctician I go to
Okay.
every 6 to 8 weeks. So
Okay.
she does all that, and even our first consultation wasn't really a consultation; it's more of a questionnaire. I feel like do you, she like, do you spray your hair? I'm like, no, technically I didn't. It's like I feel like I was getting interrogated. So,
I
yeah,
mean, we gotta ask all the right questions now.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
You got interrogated to get
yeah,
your
yeah.
first appointment, and so like from that point, she just took it over, or you kind of maintained it in between that time.
I maintain it in between, and every once in a while I stepped out of bounds. Then have to come back. Get together. You got to try some things on your own, then you realize that's just not for you. you know.
What were you? How were you experimenting with your hair? What did you do that you was like, oops, I probably got to go back?
Yeah, yeah. So like I was trying to do my own parts. Like that'd be my whole thing. Like I was trying to do my own part system. Like I didn't like this one trying to separate it, and I was messing it up. So then some start thinning out. Then I go back. Like, hey, she's only cut two this whole entire time. So I'm fine with
Okay,
that.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you had your lock started by a friend. There was no like intent to lock your hair up. So it's no parting system. Would you
Yeah,
say?
there was no parting system
No
at all.
parting system.
And like
So do you
even the
feel like you have one
loctician.
now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got one now. I got-
What's your
That's what
loctician
she,
say?
she's like, you don't have no parting system. You got diamonds here, bricks here, you got something here. I don't know what this is. It was I was getting judged harshly, but I
Ooh.
accepted it. So
Did you feel judged? Like so it felt like judgment where you kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna go back because they're judging me, or
I felt
how did
like
it?
that at first, but like at the end, she said, "I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you."
Mm,
Which helped relieve some. So
yeah.
that's what it turned into.
Yeah. Did she or did your loctician when you first went, did they give you any guidance like what to do with your hair now that you're not in their chair?
Yes, yes, she did. So protected at night. She told me, "Hey, spread water. Like you don't need oil. You naturally have oil." But it was because of my work condition, because I work outside all the time. So she
Okay.
said, "Keep the water bottle with you," because
Yeah.
literally that was it. And so like my wash routine is I wash with soap one week. Next week I do a rinse, then
Okay.
wash, then rinse. Is because I don't want to use. She said, "Don't use all that, the shampoos and stuff, because it's gonna dry it out."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I have to clean my scalp more often than a lot of people because I'm outside. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, nice. Like I'm already in love with them because they said don't put a lot of oil. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a special loctician right there. That's a special one. All right, you got a
Yeah.
good one. Don't put a lot of oil. I love that. You're outside working. Are you working out as well? So you sweating your scalp or like
Yes, I'm sweating
yeah,
my scalp also. Uh,
yeah. So
so
you wash one week, rinse the next week. Did you find that your scalp was responsive to that or it wasn't working really at first?
no, at first it wasn't,
Yeah.
but then now I guess since I built up that routine, now it's more it understands everything. Like I already know what's going on, you know.
Yeah.
But when you miss a beat, it let me know. It let me know in a heartbeat. Like, hey. if it dry up on you, little buddy, you better get ready.
Is that how you know? Is that how you know that your scalp is like calling for help? Like it starts to feel dry? Like what are some signs when you know you falling out of line?
It starts to feel dry or flakes.
Okay.
So like that's when I know. So I got your scalp, however you say the fertilizer thing.
Fertilizer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got that.
Keep that
And
joint
when I
moving.
start re yeah, when
Right
I
here.
start reaching for that too much, I'm like, okay, okay.
That revitalizer is clutch, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your scalp is itching. Do you find that when you're outside, because you're in Texas, or I'm sure it's hot. I feel like
It
every part
is.
of Texas is hot.
Yeah.
Always hot. You got your spray bottle with you. What's in your spray bottle? Do you have a mixture that you make yourself? Your loctician does it? Like what do you keep by you?
So I keep the water is water and your bags. So that's the mixture that's staying there. Those the herbal rinse.
The herbal
So
rinse? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's what it is.
So nice
I try
herbal
to
rinse. Okay.
yeah yeah, and that's it. Then the pure scalp. So that's what's in
Oh,
there. It's like a 30, 40, 20 mix.
you
So
done made your own concoction out here. I love that. Okay, okay, experimentation.
yeah.
So
Wait,
you're
yeah.
so you're out in Texas, right? And you got locks kind of unexpectedly. Did you feel like it was a welcome thing amongst your like workplace friends, etc.?
So the first 6 months, like once my hair started getting out, I kept it covered until it got longer. Right? So then nobody know. Then I finally started taking off my hat more and more. It started getting hot. so, and so a couple of the guys liked it, but it was more of a they felt some type of way. I could feel the ones who felt a little bit different about it,
Yeah.
And like I always thought, like if you know me, hey, I love smiling, joking around, and I enjoy life. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, try
yeah.
Jesus, not me,
I can feel it.
right?
I can feel yes, yes.
Yeah, and so some of the other ones, like they became like more aware, but at the same time, it was different for me having some on my head because
Yeah,
I'm the person that opened up a door for anybody.
yeah.
And now I start feeling like, hey, well, what's going on here? You think some type of way because I'm opening your door to the same person, like that, like that's all. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, so you've noticed a shift with just growing hair in the way like your person was received
yeah,
by
yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah.
And so like how did you handle, did you bring it up to them or you kind of just like kind of kept your
I
distance from them?
I kept my distance until somebody tried to touch my hair. It was a guy at work. He like, can I touch your hair? And he didn't even say, could I? He started reaching. I said, what you doing? I want to touch it. Like I was like, ain't no dial, puppy, you ain't touching my hair, man. you know,
Dang,
yeah,
I didn't know guys experienced that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
We
so
do.
did you had to swat his hand away? Like
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that
I swatted his. Yeah, I swatted his hand. I used some other words at the same time, but I had to let them know. But yeah, and it's also ladies who try to touch my hair. It's usually older ladies, like like the
oh
southern
wow.
ones. Yeah,
What's
that
the
hey,
what's the context though of them trying to touch your hair? Like,
well, like especially when I have two strings in. Oh, that looks cool. It looks like rope. Most of them are just curious. Can I
yeah,
touch it?
yeah,
I've never touched it. Or
yeah.
somebody in their family got hair like that. They don't let them touch it. And I was like, no, you can't.
Okay.
Like no,
That's wild.
yeah.
And so when was the last time someone tried to touch your hair?
Probably about 2 months ago. What was
This is
this?
recent.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was recent. Yeah. Mhm.
That's crazy. I mean it's been a minute since I feel like someone tried to pet me. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm always taken aback by the just audacity to just let me grab your hair, let me touch your hair. So
Yeah.
do you educate them about like why that's not okay? Or like you just like I'm about to fight you?
It's one time I'm about to fight you. Like this. And I was like
Fight words.
the last person who did that, I literally told him, I said, how would you like if I went and just touched everything in your cart? Right? I can't just go touch all your stuff, right? If I went and touched your stuff, you'd be upset. So don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah, that's real.
Yeah.
Now that you're on your lock journey, right? Do you find that you have a deeper connection with your hair?
I do. Actually, it's because of my hair. I started doing some of the activities that I do now.
Mm,
So I actually start working out more because listening to you, listening to my loctician, is all about health at the end of the day. And I've
mm.
gotten healthy. I went from 245, I'm at 210 right now. So I've lost a lot of weight. Yeah,
Congratulations.
yes,
That should be
ma'am.
celebrated right
Yeah,
there.
yes, ma'am. So it's been great. My wife's like, yeah, you lost weight because of the hair. She judged me because of my. I was like, yeah, go ahead.
She was like, "Oh wait, you're keeping this in like forever?"
Yeah. She be get mad. I got more bonnets than her. I say, look, I gotta. I'm sorry.
It's part of the lifestyle, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you started working out more. What other changes have you noticed in your life that have come by way of or like since starting your lock journey?
I have to say, I feel better. Like now, I done switched up from like regular shirts. Like I got more polos now. It's just a whole different vibe. Like that's
Okay,
it. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Then
So you
switched
feel
it
like
up.
that confidence boost?
Yeah, yeah. The confidence boost.
Yeah.
And it's more about I'm more into me now. It's because literally when I do eat bad, like it was about 6 months ago. I just went on a hey, I could just go to McDonald's type of situation.
Okay, you in it.
Every once in a while you relapse. I'm like,
Okay.
but I started with my hair felt brittle. I felt more
Mm,
tired. So it's like,
yeah.
all right, the fun's over with. That was a good little week break. So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, with your lock journey, right? Especially, I feel like you sound like you're very aware of your health, of your journey, like of the what comes with practicing a holistic hair care. And
Yeah,
so to notice when you ate something or when you're not washing your hair regularly, how it shows up in your locks, like
yeah,
you don't get
yeah.
that when you bald, when you don't have no hair.
You don't
I don't get
just
that.
get a brush and go. That's it.
And
That's
that's it.
it.
I have to ask because you're maintaining both locks and a cut below. Like, what's that maintenance look like? Like, you got to tag with your barber, the
Yeah.
loctician. Like,
So so only time I get my hair cut is right after my retwist.
mm,
So that way, when she pull everything up, and she didn't got on my barber a couple times, like, hey, tell him he's getting too close. Right? And I've had the
yeah.
same barber for 5 years.
Oh wow.
And that'd be kind of hard sometimes. Hey Brian, you got to look close. My loctician said you almost cut one, and he got locks too. And he like, look, tell her, you know. But he respected it at the end of the day because he cut his own hair, and he's been messed up, a couple times on his, but so it's a schedule I got. It's expensive.
Yeah.
That 1 week right there is expensive because I schedule them back to back.
Yeah.
So it'd
Right.
be loctician in the morning, barber in the evening, and it'd be expensive right then and there. So
Yeah. A whole stack in one day.
yeah, for 1 day.
For real though. But I love that you said that you're kind of like in a relationship with both a loctician and a barber.
Yeah,
Make sure you look good and feel good. Did you ever feel like you had to I don't say cheat on them, but like might have
I
spent out
did.
on them?
I did. And it was crazy. Both of them knew it. It was I had to go to St. Louis. That's what it was. I had to go to St. Louis for something. And I needed my haircut. It was a Vic. And I was like, well, and I needed a retwist. Both of them was booked.
It's like, ooh, I'm gonna sew it out.
Yeah. But I didn't let neither one of them, because it was two new people I didn't know. I didn't let them go extreme. I said, hey, just a gentle retwist in the front and just, like, that's it.
Don't
Roll
don't
this
don't
whole
do too
thing.
much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. And what's crazy is my barber knew it. He's like, I didn't cut your hair like this. I was like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he knew right off the bat. Yeah.
He's like, that ain't my work.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's tough.
Mhm.
But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
On the journey,
Yeah.
on the journey. I also wanted to ask you, right, as a male with a journey that you kind of stumbled into, and you're married. how did your wife feel about that 6 months when you kept your hair covered the whole time? What was her thoughts there?
One, she was always curious, like, you don't know, let me see your hair, right? And
You
so,
also had them at home too?
oh yeah, I had to come in, boom, a
You gonna
different bonnet after the shower, like, hey, that's it. So she was
nobody had
always,
access.
nobody had access. So she was always curious, and then it was more, she didn't actually believe I was gonna go through it.
Mm,
It went from here to slowly growing and going. She's like, I was fine. She was gifted at first. She said, I'm fine with the whole Umbaku hairstyle you got on with the mohawk, but you trying to grow your hair all the way out? Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. She said, yeah, you ain't gonna make it, and I proved it wrong every time. So that
ooh,
was a part of it. That was part of the motivation too. It was like,
right.
I gotta
I gotta
win
show you
something.
I would do this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And so you said you kept it covered for 6 months. What was it like? Okay, it's time for the big reveal. What made you feel confident enough to like not wear the hat and like let people see?
It was more of my daughter that she's like, just take it off. That's all she was. And she finally convinced me to do it. That's what made me do it. And I took it off and I left it off. It was like it
You
was
left it
more
off.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more
How
her.
did you feel? How did you feel when you took it off and like went to work?
Yeah, I felt I was nervous. Like for some reason, I was like, I swear, somebody say something bad. It was one of those try me, like ready like it or don't. Like that's it. So it was more one of those things. And like my boss, he was actually he's bald headed. He likes Alabama, but that's his choice. But he was like, I did look good. He's like his wife wanted to do something like that, but he's like, there's no problem. His whole thing is like, as it's getting longer, now I have to tuck it more. So if it's out at
Yeah.
work, so it don't get caught or anything like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm working through that. you know,
Right. You gotta
like
work
just
the
simply,
lane.
yeah, yeah.
And then when you revealed it to your wife, what was that like? Was it well received when
It
she found
was, she was happy to see it. Then she asked, was I gonna cut it? I was like, no. So that's how it went. That's how it went. But
dang.
now she's grown to like it. That's the
Okay.
whole thing. And now she's a loose natural. That's what we're gonna
Okay.
get. A loose natural.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll be telling you using too many products. I'll be judging her now. You know, like,
I love it. I love it. Hey, you don't need all
you don't need all that.
that. Need to come on over here. How would you feel if your wife locked her hair?
I'll be happy. It'd be something we could do together. I'll be
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, I'll be excited. I don't let her wash my hair though. I let her do that one. She too rough. She is just too right.
She heavy handed.
Yeah, she heavy handed.
That is hilarious. And
Yeah.
then see, you want your wife to lock her hair so that you can always be like, yeah, I got inches on you. You ain't never catching up to me. I see your game. I see your game. So do you feel like this set is going to be your like end all be all? Like, do you have any length lock goals with this set?
I do. I wanna keep them for as long as I can. I can't see myself cut it because I still got that wearing fear. Like if I cut it, maybe I might go bald. Like I said, all the men in my family, has
Yeah,
been bald.
yeah,
Then like I dealt with like a smaller bald area up here, but as I started getting myself better, all that hair came back. So I
yeah,
left that be. And like even I'm afraid to dye. Like I wanted to dye just the tips, just like a dark red or something like that. But
yeah,
I feel like it's so much going on. It's like I just rather focus on the health of it. Just
yeah.
let it do its journey.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe you're 2 years in, so maybe around that like 5 year mark as like a celebration, you kind of dip the tips a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Make milestones in there.
yeah. Yeah.
And I really appreciate you saying that you felt like you're more connected with your health, you're more connected with being aware of your hair, you're feeling more confident with your journey. If you had to give advice to another guy out there that's like, I want to grow my hair, I'm inspired, I see all these other guys out here with locks, but like I don't know, my wife, my boss, nobody's feeling it. Like, what would you say to that guy?
I say confidence is key and less is more. If it's something you feel that you want to do, just do it. Everybody's either gonna grow with you or they're gonna dislike it, but it's for you. Because I've actually connected with myself more than ever before, and it's all based on hair. Not to say it like that, but the literally is. It tells me more about what's going on inside me than anything else there is. So just
That's
do it. Like that's it.
yeah. I love that. I appreciate you sharing your journey, and shout out to the mom telling you to
Yeah,
lock your hair up. Like,
yeah.
what have you thanked your mom for telling you to lock
I
your hair?
I
What did she say?
have.
What did she say when you talked to her about that? If you don't mind.
She's like, boy, just stop it. Look, you got my genes.
Like, I already knew you was destined for greatness.
Yeah, yeah.
That's dope. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Devin. This was a great conversation, and I know for sure this is going to inspire somebody out there to start locks, because a lot of people don't take the time to acknowledge the connection between their hair, their health, and their happiness.
Yeah.
Honestly, so just I feel like seeing that, hearing that reflected in your journey is going to have a huge impact. So I really appreciate you being here on the
Yes, sir.
podcast. Any other words of wisdom you want to share with the community?
Uh, yes, enjoy the journey. Like you will make mistakes, but learn from those mistakes. You fall down 6 times, stand up seven. That's my motto, and just keep
Mm,
going forward. Yep.
yes, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you tapping in to the podcast. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
excited to
Thank
have you
you.
back year
Yeah.
5. See them
Yeah.
tips, see them tips, okay? So you and your wife come on the camera
Yeah.
with your locks. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Okay.
All right, peace. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Digital Loctician Podcast. I hope you were inspired by what was shared today. I hope that you feel called to share this with a friend, share this with um, a guy in your life that may have been, feeling a little down or like not ready to start the journey and looking for a little inspiration. I feel like Devin has done an amazing job with his locks, but also just articulating how powerful this lock journey is. So thank you so much again for being here. As always, this episode was sponsored by Crown Elements, a hair care line specifically formulated for locks. You heard Devin mention it a few times. No paid promo. But I truly have created Crown Elements to help you along your lock journey because you are a listener of the Digital Loctician Podcast. If you head over to crownelements.com and enter the code DLP, as in Digital Loctician Podcast, DLP at checkout, get a little special gift from me to you. All right. And with that, I will see you next Thursday at 8 p.m. for another episode of the podcast. And as always, I wish you peace, love, and goodbye.